Pacific coast, just south of the Oregon border, lies Crescent City, California. For almost 170 years, the Battery Point Lighthouse has stood proudly on this small island off the Northern California coast. Her walls are made of 2-foot thick solid granite, her foundation carved into the earth. She was once occupied by a keeper who was present when General Lee surrendered in the Civil War. She survived the tsunami of 2011 and the tidal wave of 1964. Her terrified keeper stood in this exact spot and watched helplessly as the tidal wave destroyed 29 city blocks. She is both mystifying and beautiful. Through the years, I've made several attempts to film this piece of American history, but the island is only accessible during low tide, if the ocean allows it, and the sea cooperates with no man. If it did, there'd be no need for the lighthouse at all. But today, I will finally accomplish my goal. Today, I'm finally getting my chance to film inside the Battery Point Lighthouse. And that's coming up right now on Desert Sky Adventures. The Battery Point Lighthouse is actually a pretty difficult place to film. It's only open on certain days, and you can only reach the island if the ocean is going to allow you to with the low tides. But this lighthouse has been occupied since 1856 and is still kept by a pair of husband and wife volunteer keepers who live here today. Let's go in and say hello to them.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Got up here when the sun was shining.
Yeah. Our tour of the Battery Point Lighthouse begins here in the old parlor. I'm on a tour with a few other tourists.
So this was invented by this young French physicist, Augustin Fresnel, and he was a genius. He died too young, but he took glass and he cut it, polished it, and would bend it to reflect and refract light through a single prism.
Wow.
And so that would go 12 miles to sea, actually.
Wow.
It didn't matter. Of course, in 1856, when we opened, we didn't have electricity.
No.
So we used that lamp up there.
Sure.
That's a 4th order lamp, and this is a 4th order lens. They go by size. 1st being the largest, 6th being the smallest. And up in the tower, you're going to see today. Nice. And then the Coast Guard issued us our flash, which is our private aid to navigation. So what that means is that it's called a signature flash. You know how you sign your name? You're the only one in the world. We're the only lighthouse in the world.
You're kidding me.
That's 3.5 seconds on and 28.5 seconds off. So
in every lighthouse, when they had them everywhere, every flash was different.
Yeah, signature flash.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know, if you're a big boat out there, it doesn't matter. You've got, you know, GPS and sonar and radar, but you might be a little fishing boat caught in a storm. Yeah. And you'll lose your onboard computer. Yeah. If you're a good skipper, you'll know your aids to navigation up and down the coast.
Oh, sure.
And last year, I had a fisherman come through. This is my night. You're going to see the tower goes right up through the middle of this building. Okay. And so it was built inside of this building to keep it safe. So, December 20th, 13 days after Pearl Harbor torpedoed the SS Amidio. There's pieces of it on the wall, but this was peacetime. Oh, goodness. 1865. Now think about it. We're built in 1856. So this is less than, you know, 10 years later. Now we have actually had meals in here. This is where the parlor is now, and that barometer actually warned us of the storm.
Here we see the original keeper. What a name! And the clock that he hung here still ticks to this day. I'm told they wind it once a week. The U.S. lighthouse establishment became what we know today as the United States Coast Guard. just imagine what it must have been like to sit in here and play this organ by candlelight.
Years ago, he would go out on that rock and he would toot his horn, that's what I say. We had a whale come up and spout, and I thought,
Oh, he liked the music?
we did a little But my favorite keeper, do I have any Civil War buffs in the group here? Stunned.
And where were they from? Virginia or something?
Yeah, Massachusetts. He was in 56 Massachusetts.
Wow.
He fought in Bull Run, Antietam, Fredericksburg, Chancellorsville, Gettysburg, the Wilderness Campaign, Spotsylvania, North Anna, Cold Harbor, Petersburg, and he was there when Lee surrendered. Now, anybody that knows anything about the Civil War knows nobody lived through that many battles. It was the bloodiest war in our history, and the lean-to for the Jeffrey family.
The kitchen we're about to see, as I understand it, was added sometime later. We get a good look at those 2-foot thick granite walls here.
Now, we get storms up here that are epic. I mean, this is the waves we can get here.
Wow. Look at that.
Oh, love it.
And so this happened while they were cooking dinner one day. They got a wave like this that knocked over their cook stove, lit the whole place on fire.
Really?
Oh my gosh,
And
yeah.
it was just an outdoor kitchen, but it still lit everything on fire. And then a second wave came and put it out.
That's got to be 40.
Yeah. Swedish made
I think this is the best kitchen window view I've ever seen.
which is a shame because they built so.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Despite the tight quarters inside the lighthouse, the only place I really felt cramped was in the stairway here, going up to the second and third floors. But once we get to the second floor, we can take a look at the living quarters in this historic lighthouse.
I'll take you all the way through the building so you'll be able to film everything.
Awesome. Thank you.
I haven't even met you yet. We're having fun at your expense.
The stairway might have been cramped, but the bathroom is certainly a pretty good size.
You can see the hotel too.
Unless it's really cold and very windy outside to suck the heat out of the building, this is too much. You light a fire in this thing, when it's glowing, you're downstairs with all doors and windows open.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
This little thing is all we need, and we don't even use it all the time because we're in a rock house.
Imagine having this as your bedroom window view.
Super comfortable to live in.
Yeah.
And the main thing I love about this bedroom, other than look,
Let's take a look around the rest of the second floor. This lighthouse was built by Swedish masons, and their use of space was purely genius. This is the final staircase on the way up to the light tower.
Look at that. You know, I've never been in a light tower in my life.
I just realized this is only the second lighthouse I've ever been in.
Yeah, just set it out.
I'll just set it on.
And finally, the grand finale. I did my best to climb this ladder holding the camera and only using one arm. But once I got to the top, I could see the view was spectacular. 1856, this lamp ran on whale oil. The vent is still in the ceiling. I made sure I was the last one back down the ladder and took one more look at this amazing view that I've been wanting to see for quite some time. Now that I'm on my own, I figured I would take one more look at this amazing lighthouse before we left. Those Swedish masons knew a lot about life. As it turns out, when one door closes, another opens. The land bridge will soon be swallowed by the ocean. That means the time on the island is short. But I've got a few minutes left to take some more shots of this beautiful island. I only get out this way every so often, and I'm really glad I finally got a chance to check out this historic lighthouse. I know already it will not be my last visit. All right, everybody, well, that's going to wrap it up for our look at the Battery Point Lighthouse here in Crescent City, California. I hope you enjoyed coming along with us. If you did, do us a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Those things really help us out, and it doesn't cost you a thing. So from Battery Point, Crescent City, California, until next time, we'll see you down the road.